Hello, Howard and Tuskegee. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a new lesson because we're one day behind. So we need to catch up and do a lesson on computers. So make sure you're paying really close attention today because this is new stuff that we haven't learned yet. All right, so first let's go through our guided notes. A multiple, so put multiple in this first blank, is the result of multiplying a number by another integer. So we've done this a lot. You'll hear Miss Perez and I say, all right, roll your multiples. So the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. You guys know how to do this. All right, so in these second blanks, the least common multiple, put least in that first blank, common in that second blank, and multiple in that third blank, is the smallest multiple that two numbers have in common. So this is what we'll be learning about today, the least common multiple. All right, so let's take a look at that first example. The first example is telling us to find the least common multiple, or the LCM. So LCM means least common multiple, of 3, 4, and 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just rolling our multiples of 3, 4, and 6. So we're going to do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, 27. I'm going to stop there and we'll see if I need to do more. Now I'll roll my multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30, 28, 32. And I'm going to stop there. We'll see if I need to do more later. And finally, I'm going to end with my multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So I know most of you guys know how to roll your multiples, but what you're doing is you're saying, okay, 3 times 1 is 3. Now add 3 to that, that's 3 times 2, or 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So we're rolling our multiples. All right, and now what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to find the least common multiple, that means the smallest number that all three of these, the smallest multiple that all three of these numbers have in common. So I'm going to go through and see what multiples 3 and 4 have in common. So I see 3 and 4, they don't have that in common. 6, 4 doesn't have a multiple of 6. 9, I don't see that. Oop, I see 12. So I'll circle it. 15, nope, they don't have that in common. I see 24 in both lists, so I'll circle that as well. And those are the only ones that I wrote down that 3 and 4 have in common. But it's not, so this means that 12, because it's the smallest multiple they have in common, is the least common multiple for 3 and 4. But it's not asking for the least common multiple of 3 and 4. It's asking for the least common multiple of 3, 4, and 8. So I need to see what multiples all three have in common. So I see that 6 also has a multiple of 12. So I'm going to circle that. And it has a multiple of 24. So 12 and 24 are multiples that all three numbers have in common. But we're looking for the least common multiple. So the smallest multiple that they have in common is 12. So the LCM of 3, 4, and 6 is 12. So our answer is 12. All right, let's try one more problem. All right, so this one is a little easier because we're not dealing with three numbers, we're only dealing with 2 numbers. So first, our numbers are 7 and 14. So I have to roll my multiples of 7 and 14. So my first multiple is always going to be the number because that's the number times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. And then if I add 7 to that, I get 14. Then add 7 to that is 21. Add 7 to that is 28. I'm just going to stop right there. Next, I'm going to roll my multiples of 14. So 14 times 1 is 14. Add 14 to that. 14 times 2 is 28. Add 14 to that. 14 times 3 is 42. I'm going to stop right there because I already see a number, a multiple that these two numbers have in common. Both of them have 14 in common as well as 28 in common. But remember, we're looking for the smallest one they have in common. So our least common multiple is going to be 14. So the LCM is 14. So the way we did that, you'll see that the least common multiple that two numbers have in common can be one of the numbers. So the least common multiple of 7 and 14 is 14, which means that it doesn't matter if one of them is the same as one of the numbers you're trying to find the LCM of. All right, I want to do one more. If you feel comfortable with this and you think you know what you're doing, just pause the video right now. Go ahead, finish the worksheet on your own, and then check your answers. But I want to do one more on the video just in case a few people are still struggling. So now we're looking for the LCM of 4 and 7. So first we're going to roll our multiples of 4, and we're going to roll our multiples of 7. So our multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. And I can keep going, but I ran out of space, so I'm going to stop there. All right, and then I'm going to roll my multiples of 7. So I have 7, 14, 21, 28. Remember, I'm adding 7 each time because 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4. As far as we've gone, I only see one number that they have in common, and that is 28. So our least common multiple of 4 and 7 is going to be 28. So while you're doing this, a good trick is that if I only rolled my multiples to 4 and I didn't see any numbers that these two had in common, that just means that you have to roll your multiples even further. Sometimes you have to get really far with rolling your multiples in order to find the least common multiple. All right, so go ahead and try the rest of the problems. Let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a bit of a tricky lesson, especially just learning it on video, but I know you can all be successful at it. Good luck.